Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to EnggAdda. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the Terraform basic. So we are going to discuss about the Terraform basic things here, and in the coming videos, we are going to see how we can install the Terraform and how we can use it out to create the EC2 instance, and then finally we'll try to see how we can write the Terraform file so that we can deploy our Spring Boot application on the EC2 instance of AWS using Terraform. So everything we are going to discuss in this series of Terraform. So let's get started for that. And first of all, let me try to discuss about the basic of Terraform. So introduction to Terraform. Terraform is also known as infrastructure as a code. So Terraform is a tool that help us create developing the infrastructure on the cloud by writing the Terraform code. So Terraform is an infrastructure as a code. Coming to agenda of this video is we are going to discuss about what is Terraform, their key features, core concept, Terraform workflow, example configuration, and some additional resources I have listed out here for the Terraform. So the first thing is, what is Terraform? Terraform is an open source infrastructure as a code tool developed by HashiCorp. So Terraform is nothing but is a tool which is used to develop the infrastructure by writing the code. Okay. So Terraform is an open source infrastructure as a code tool developed by the HashiCorp. This allows you to define and provision infrastructure using a high level configuration language. So if you want to create a kind of let's say infrastructure on the cloud, then you can use Terraform to create those infrastructure. Like let's say if you'll go to the AWS or Azure or GCP, let's say I'm taking the case of AWS. So when you go to the AWS, there is a concept of EC2 instance. You can use that EC2 instance to deploy your Spring Boot application jar, right? So that EC2 instance is a kind of infrastructure that is provided by the AWS, which is a cloud platform. How you can develop that kind of infrastructure by writing the code of Terraform, that is what we are going to see. And that what means writing the code to develop the infrastructure. Okay. So Terraform allow you to define and provision the infrastructure using a high level configuration language. Benefit of Terraform is version control, automation, and scalability. Okay. Now coming to the next slide, let me discuss about the key features of Terraform. So the first feature is infrastructure as a code. This defines infrastructure using code. So Terraform help us defining, provisioning infrastructure, or writing down or creating the infrastructure, provisioning it out, modifying it out using the code. The second key feature of Terraform is declarative approach. Describe the desired state of your infrastructure. So let's say you have written the Terraform code to create a EC2 instance. Okay, now you have created that, you run the Terraform file, and then your EC2 instance is being created in the AWS. Okay, now if you want to run that file again, it won't be creating the EC2 instance again. That means it is going to check your AWS cloud to see if that EC2 instance is created already or not. If it is already there, it won't create the new one. It will return saying that the infrastructure is already created. So this is what declarative approach is. Now coming to the third feature is execution plan. Preview changes before applying. So this previews changes before applying. Resource graph, understand dependency and execution order. State management, keep track of infrastructure state. So these are the key features of Terraform. It try to define the infrastructure using code, describe the desired state of your infrastructure, preview changes before applying it out, and understand dependency and execution order. Keep the track of infrastructure state as well. Now coming to the next slide, we have the core concept of the Terraform. Okay, so when you are going to write the Terraform file, what you have to provide is you have to provide the providers, resources, module, state, and the variables. So let's say you are going to develop a EC2 instance, and for that you are going to write the Terraform file. in that case, you have to provide the providers first. That means the plugin for different services. Like you have to provide the providers from where you want to, which is the provider for you, which is the cloud that you are going to use to develop or to write your infrastructure, to create your infrastructure. So the providers may be like AWS or Azure or GCP. Okay, so the provider means the provider of your services. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to write is provider in your Terraform file. Okay, so the provider is nothing but it's a plugin for different services. Example is AWS or Azure or GCP. Now coming to the second concept is resources. Okay, so which resource you want to create? You might be creating a virtual machine or the database. So anything you can create, and that comes under the concept of resources. So let's say you wanted to create a virtual machine, and for that in AWS we have to create a EC2 instance. Okay, so in the resources you have to provide the EC2 instance details. Okay, that is what the resource means. Resource means it's a component of your infrastructure. Okay, now coming to the third one is modules. It defines the reusable package of configuration. The fourth one is the state, which is a file that tracks the current state of your infrastructure. And the fifth one is variable. This is the parameter for flexibility and reuse. Now coming to the next thing is Terraform workflow. So how you can start with the Terraform? So the first thing you have to do when you are going to start with the Terraform is you have to first of all you have to install the Terraform, right? Once you are ready with the installation of the Terraform, what you can do when you're going to write the Terraform file, first of all, you have to create a file called main.tf, okay, or your Terraform file name.tf. TF is the extension of that file. That means it is acting as a Terraform. Now, the second step is you have to initialize that Terraform file by writing this command or running this command, which is Terraform init, to set up your project. Okay, now the third one is plan. You have to run this command called Terraform plan to create an execution plan. The fourth one is apply. Terraform apply to provision the infrastructure, and then if you want to destroy the infrastructure that you have created from this file, you have to run the Terraform destroy to tear down the infrastructure. So to create the infrastructure, you have to run the command Terraform apply. To destroy it out, you have to run the command Terraform destroy. To get the plan, Terraform plan. To initialize the Terraform, Terraform init. Now coming to the next slide here, I have listed down one example. So here you can see first when you are going to write the Terraform file, first of all you have to provide the providers. And here you can see we are providing the provider as a AWS. And inside that we are writing the reason where your AWS is currently like pointing to. So let's say you have created an AWS account. There is a reason where your AWS account is pointing to. So that reason you have to provide here. Here, for example, we have provided US West 2. Coming to the second thing is you can see we have a resource block where we have to provide the resource that we are going to use. So let's say this is the example where we are going to create a EC2 instance. The first thing you have to provide the providers. Second is you have to provide the resource. So the resource is AWS instance. And now inside that you have to provide the AMI, which is nothing but it's a virtual machine ID that you have to provide in order to create your EC2 instance. And then instance type, okay, which is t2.micro here. Coming to the next slide, these are the hands-on steps that you need to do in order to start with the Terraform journey. The first thing is you have to install the Terraform. So how you can install it out? You have to go to the Terraform website, download it, and there would be a zip file. You have to unzip it out. You will find the Terraform application, keep it somewhere, and then set the path of that file or the folder where you kept that Terraform exe file or Terraform application in your environment variable. And then simply you can open a command prompt to check out if your Terraform is successfully installed or not by running the command Terraform version or Terraform -v. So this is how you can install it out. If you need the video of how to install the Terraform, let me know so that I can create a separate video on installation of the Terraform. Coming to the second step is create configuration file. So once you have installed the Terraform, the second thing that you need to do is, here I have listed on creating the configuration file, but the second thing that you need to do is create a AWS account. Create a AWS free tier account. So when you are going to create a AWS free tier account, what you have to provide is you have to provide the basic details of yours, and also it needs the debit card or the credit card information. It will charge you 2 rupees and then in few days it will return back. But again, that is needed to create a AWS account. Without that, you cannot run your Terraform files and you cannot create the infrastructure. So make sure that you have the AWS account handy. So once the installation of the Terraform is done, you have the AWS account ready. Now to start with the Terraform journey, what you can do is you can write your first file, main.tf, and then inside that you can put those providers and the resources to create out the Terraform, to create out the EC2 instance using the Terraform on AWS. Okay, so those things I'm going to discuss in the other videos, and this is about the hands-on. Coming to the additional resources, there are the sites that you can go and look into, like terraform.io for the Terraform documentation. If you want to learn something from the HashiCorp, you can go to the learn.hashicorp.com/Terraform, and then you can also use this Terraform registry website where you can go and check out the Terraform things. So these are the additional resources, and this is about the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Thanks. In the coming videos, I will try to show you how you can install the Terraform first, and then there is already a video on my channel where I have shown you how you can create the AWS account. So make sure you have the AWS account ready, which is a free tier one. And then after that, we'll see in the upcoming videos how we can develop our EC2 instance or create a EC2 infrastructure using Terraform file on AWS. So this is about the video, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Thanks.